Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? How y'all doing this evening? This is the Club of D.M.D 1993, and we are here live for my live AEW 2022 preview and predictions. It is going to take place this coming Saturday, November 19th, 2020. That's right, Saturday, not Sunday, Moxley, at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. At the present time, Thursday, November 17th, 2022, at 7:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There are 10 official matches on this card. I don't know if Rampage is going to set up any more or not, but I doubt it. Now, originally, it looked like there was going to be 11. But from the latest rumors I am reading, it looks like they're not going to have the finals for the AEW Eliminator Tournament match until next week. They were supposed to originally do it on this show, but it got goofy because there's the stuff with Ricky Starks and Lance Archer and whatnot. So the latest rumors I'm hearing, it's not happening now till next week. So the winner, of course, of that will face the winner of the main event of this show at AEW Winter is Coming, which I believe that's not the Wednesday, the 2 Wednesdays before Christmas, I think it is. I can't remember. We're going into it. First off, again, I know most of you may not be able to watch it, but I did not do my Dynamite review live for a couple reasons. One, D.M.D didn't sleep well last night. I watched Dynamite at my fiance's house last night, and she was about 45 minutes away from me. And first off, her cable was acting up. And then on the way home, it had snowed a little, so a little bit of a dusting, which wasn't too bad. But I got stuck behind a tow truck. And I had to take the flat route home because it was a little bit of dusting. I didn't want to take any chances. But then I got stuck behind that tow truck the whole way up. So it took me like an hour and 20 minutes to get home last night. So I didn't get to watch it cleanly, and I was tired. So I wanted to save my energy for this live stream because I have to do this one thing. I'm not going to have time tomorrow. I'm not going to have time Saturday. I'm probably not going to be able to do any live reviews probably until sometime Sunday, probably. Which where I'll probably do a catch up on my SmackDown and my Full Gear live review. And again, this coming week for the holidays, I have a lot going on, so it's going to be very busy. Just stay patient me as always, guys. But that's why I didn't do my Dynamite review live, because again, I didn't really get to catch it cleanly, and I was just tired, so I just wanted to brush through it and get through here. But I did upload it, though. It is uploaded and pre-recorded. But anyhow, we're gonna roll in and talk about AEW Full Gear 2022. I will be watching this show on Saturday, but I understand that if you do not want to. The build for this show has been, I'm not going to say it's been horrible, but it's not been the best build that AEW's done. Like the past few months, all the drama going on, everything else happening, it just has not been the same. And I continue to say this. Tony Khan has just too much on his plate. And, it's not just because of Punk leaving, it's not because of, the media scrum, all this other crap. And which, once again, I'm going to keep this a CM Punk free thing. We're not going to discuss CM Punk because, again, until something comes out, I'm just going to let whatever happens. Although I'm getting to a point where I'm like, okay, Tony, we know the Elite's coming back this Saturday. Just tell us the truth. Is Punk leaving? Is he staying? What's going on? Although he still refused to talk about it, apparently, in a Full Gear press conference he had today. He still refuses to talk about it. He's got to eventually address it, because if not, it's going to drive us all crazy. Like it was with the whole Velveteen Dream stuff in, what was that, 2020, I think it was, whenever Velveteen Dream had those allegations against him. But anyways, but there are still some matches I am excited about this show. We all know what the main event is going to be. If it was up to me, though, if MJF wasn't going into this pay-per-view white hot, though, I have a different match I think should main event this show. Because I'm more hyped for that match, honestly, than the main event. The main event's going to be good, don't get me wrong, but I'm more hyped for the hopeful moment. The match I'm hyped for the most, I feel, and it's not even a title match, I feel should be the main event. But we're going to talk about these 10 matches. I've gone back and forth on my predictions with these. Of course, again, I'm going to structure the card the way I think it's going to happen. Originally, if the world title eliminator match was on the show, I would have had that go second. So, but of course, that got cut, so I didn't put the graphic in there. If it gets added back, of course, later, then that's what's going to happen. No buy-in matches announced at this time, but, first, gotta check the live chat. We have Tyler. What's up, Tyler? I'm going to do 2 videos. One is ECW Anarchy Rules game and the best and worst of Survivor Series. Nice. You want to know why I hate 2022? Is Horseman Space came back, killed it for me. Again, I'm sorry, Tyler. I just how brutal Tyler dislikes Ronda Rousey just cracks me up, man. But thank you as always for your support, Tyler. It's very well appreciated. And actually, I want to do 2 special live streams before the end of the year. Well, not these next 2 weeks. Again, these next 2 weeks are just going to be super... Well, this week's been super busy. Next week's super busy. Hopefully the following week I get a little bit flexible again. But my 2 special live streams I want to do. I want to do one, a special talking about... Because I updated my list for my Christmas wish list this year. And I have a lot of wrestling shirts on that list. So I want to share which wrestling shirts are on the man's wish list for Christmas this year. Also, I thought about it. Next month will be 10 years. 10 years since I attended my first live wrestling event. And even though I know to this day people probably say, how on earth if you're a wrestling fan if you attended that show? I kind of want to go back and watch it and review it just to honor 10 years since my first wrestling event. And that, of course, was the Christmas tapings in 2012 with Great Khali dressed up as the world's largest Christmas elf. And, of course, Alberto Del Rio running over Santa and that Christmas street fight thing with John Cena and Alberto Del Rio. Goodness gracious, I completely forgot about Del Rio. But I think, for the occasion, and being 10 years, I will do a retro review of those shows. I will go back and watch them and do a retro review to talk about my first ever wrestling live event I ever attended, with it being the 10-year anniversary. Because this boy's a late bloomer fan. But anyways, let's roll in and talk about it, because I do have my Thursday night shows coming on at 9 o'clock that I would like to watch. So we are going to roll in. But thank you guys as always for your stuff in the live chat. Let's roll in and talk about it. So my predicted opening match that I think will be good. I'm not a fan, of course, the concept of it, but I think this still will be an awesome match. Is this Fatal 4-Way match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sammy Guevara. Now, the thing is I feel like this really should just be Chris Jericho and Claudio Castagnoli. Or they shouldn't really do this match at all. Because I will say this too. A big problem is that right now Tony Khan is using AEW, but he's treating it as both AEW and Ring of Honor. But I still feel like he's giving much more attention to these Ring of Honor championships. To be honest, the Ring of Honor title I feel like has felt more prestige than the AEW World title. And that's a problem. Like I even said too, well, first off, AEW's roster is just too big for just a 2-hour show and a 1-hour show that's not even live. Well, it's gone live a couple times, but not all the time. So a lot of people keep saying this new TV deal should allow them to get like 4 hours of TV. My honest opinion, take away Rampage and give that second 2-hour show to Ring of Honor. If they're featuring Ring of Honor people that much, why not just make Ring of Honor its own separate show on Fridays? 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Ring of Honor. Just do that, in my opinion. Or if they want to call it Ring of Honor Rampage, or something. I don't know. I just still feel like, again, I just don't like how the Ring of Honor titles are just, are being treated more prestige than the AEW titles. But aside from that, again, also, the only story here really is Chris Jericho and Claudio Castagnoli. Bryan Danielson's already lost his title match. Well, yes, it's because of Daniel Garcia, but of course, Daniel Garcia turns on Bryan Danielson, and then they do absolutely nothing with him after that. Which I found just strange, and again, it made that whole thing of Daniel Garcia teasing him completely turning on the JAS was a complete waste of time. And why is Sammy Guevara even getting this title shot too? I don't get that either, because Bryan Danielson's beat him both times they've wrestled recently? Great matches, but Danielson's beat him many times. Take all that away, though. I still think you look at the 4 talent in the ring, this will still be an awesome wrestling match. The story doesn't make sense of why this is happening, but as far as wrestling goes, it'll be awesome. Now, originally, I was going to predict Claudio Castagnoli to win by pinning Sammy Guevara. However, though, I think Chris Jericho is going to retain here because they had Castagnoli get Jericho to tap out this past week. And I feel like Chris Jericho is going to kind of steal. I'm trying to think of who, because I don't know if this is going to set up for a breakup with Jericho and Guevara. Because let's be honest, as much as awesome of a talent as Sammy Guevara is, who wants to break up? Who wants to cheer for Sammy Guevara right now? He's got the heat behind him, and he's just thriving on it. So I think the best person people try to tease a split with is the one that they've been telling a story with, and that's Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. They've been teasing some tension with the Blackpool Combat Club. So maybe that could be how Jericho just sneaks away with the victory. Because I think the plan is for Claudio Castagnoli to win the Ring of Honor title back at that ROH pay-per-view in December. Whatever it's called. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Chris Jericho is going to steal the victory, but keep this thought in mind that Castagnoli has Jericho's number, but Jericho has avoided that from happening, and then we'll get the one-on-one rematch at the next Ring of Honor show. But I still think, again, minus the fact that this makes no sense this match is happening, this Fatal 4 will still be an awesome match, I think. So that's the opening match I'm predicting is going to happen. One of the matches I'm not really excited about is this TBS Championship match with Jade Cargill, the true TBS champion, and the self-proclaimed TBS champion, whatever you want to call her, Nyla Rose. This story just makes absolutely no sense. I mean, again, most of it's been on Rampage. Guilty as charged. I don't watch Rampage. But why are we having 2 heels? It'd be one thing if it was a babyface and a heel, doing it. But they're both heels. So, why should I feel bad for either one of them? And again, and especially that match with Cargill and Shafir, and that commentary stuff with Nyla Rose was just too. So it was just absolutely horrible. I'm sorry, it was horrible. I still think, and don't get me wrong, Jade's been a good TBS champion, but she should have dropped it to Athena at All Out. Because they really hyped like Athena up when she first came in. And they've barely done anything with Athena since, but that match even at All Out was disappointing. I thought that match was going to be a sleeper hit. It was a disappointment. It was a stinker. But just have Jade Cargill retain and we'll move on from this. Because this isn't doing anything for me. Not at all. So we have that match. Then, of course, we have match number 3. The trilogy. And the final chapter. The rubber match of this AEW World Tag Team Championship feud. A feud that, if you remember from a few months ago, leading up to All Out, I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of a throwaway match before we get to Swerve in Our Glory losing to FTR. And I still think FTR should have the titles before the end of the year. Because if you want to have them win all the belts, you got to cap them up by giving them the fourth belt. Because right now they have the AAA tag titles, the Ring of Honor tag titles, the IWGP tag titles. Why not give them the AEW tag titles to cap off the year? It'd be dumb not to cap off the year with them having all four of the belts. Solidify themselves as the best tag team of the year. But then, of course, that match at All Out, my gosh, it was not supposed to be that big. And it was. When you get old Bask in his glory wiped out with "Oh Scissor Me Daddy," you know that the Acclaim like earned their spot. Again, some people even still say to this day that they should have called an audible and had the Acclaimed win the tag titles that night. Instead, of course, they waited until AEW Grand Slam, then gave them the tag titles. So they've had a reign, and they've knocked it out of the park. Scissor Me Daddy ass and whatnot is so over right now. Even the casual fans are clicking with it. Again, my fiance is becoming a fan because of the stuff with the Acclaimed. Of course, she wants the Acclaimed to retain this coming weekend. But here's my thing though. FTR, people do want to see FTR get the titles. And I would hate to see the Acclaim get ripped off, but I really think what's going to happen, I think Swerve in Our Glory is going to win the titles back here. And of course, tease more of like a separation between Swerve and Keith Lee, having them not be on the same page. And Winter is Coming happens, and FTR then wins the tag titles. And that's when we get the split of Swerve and Keith. Because Keith's going to say, hey, I don't like how we won those titles. Because the still slight problem I have with this is the fact that, yes, even though the Acclaim are supposed to be the baby faces, Billy Gunn helped them win. So it still just feels odd to me. Like that happened. But again, I still think you gotta write the final chapter of Swerve in Our Glory. Have Swerve get the victory, with a heel tactic. Keith Lee not approve of it. And then whenever we get to Winter is Coming, have FTR win the titles there. And that's where Swerve in Our Glory break up. Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland at Revolution. And then we're off to the races from there, building them both as single stars. So yeah, I think Swerve in Our Glory will win back the tag titles here. I hate to death the Acclaim because of how, surprisingly over they got, but I think that's the right route to go with it. But we've got that match, and then we've got, speaking of big men, this match I think will be pretty good. This triple threat Haas fight for the TNT title between three big men. We've got the TNT champion, Wardlow, taking on Powerhouse Hobbs, who's definitely grown on me a lot. The green has worn off on Powerhouse Hobbs. He is doing excellent. And of course, we got Samoa Joe, who is always awesome, and he's in his heel element. Yes, no one's ever going to want to boo Samoa Joe. I get that, but I still think Samoa Joe is just much more in his element as a heel. And he's much more dangerous, too. But this triple threat match, I think, will be pretty good. I think Wardlow will retain, because, I would love to see Joe pull off the surprise, but he is still the Ring of Honor television champion. If there was anyone that I would want to have both world titles, both Ring of Honor world title and AEW world title, it would be Samoa Joe. But I don't think both television championships should go on him yet. I say keep the belt on Wardlow, have him pin Powerhouse Hobbs just to protect him. But this will be a very nice big man Haas fight. I think I'm looking forward to this match, but not as much as this next match. If it wasn't for MJF being white hot, this is the match I still feel should have been considered to main event this show. A match we never thought would happen. Someone we never thought would ever return back to the ring. A hero will rise from the ashes. And for the first time since I think December of 2017, Saraya will have a wrestling match against Dr. Britt Baker. Well, Saraya's going to have a wrestling match in general. We never thought would happen again. And she'll be wrestling her first opponent, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. Again, too big of a star to, just have her waste her return match against like a random local. You gotta give her, the big stick, the big fish, the person who's built the house. And she wants to claim AEW as her house. And the promos they've been doing, dear God Almighty, have they been awesome. Especially that one whenever Saraya got announced she was cleared. And then what Britt, what Britt's comeback was. And it really set up like, okay, she said a bunch of truth, Saraya. How will you come back from that? And then she even knocked it more out of the park. These two have had excellent promos. This is going to be an excellent match. Am I hoping Saraya gets through good? Yes. Again, she only wrestled just a couple of matches before she got hurt again. But as she said too, in an interview on Talk is Jericho, which I know she did have a couple interviews, and one recently, of course, with Renee Paquette on Oral Sessions. I've been listening. Usually I listen to either Talk is Jericho, I listen to some of Ryback's podcasts, and I've started listening to Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions. I know Saraya's been on there multiple times. I know she just interviewed her. But on Talk is Jericho, when Saraya was interviewed, she did mention how back in 2017, when she came back, she still had not taken care of herself the best. Which she feels, of course, is what led to her injury her injury getting re-aggravated whenever she took that backstabber from Sasha Banks. But I cannot wait to see her in the ring again. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see her back. Saraya is legitimately a hero. Again, you have to do a lot to make me look at you and say you're a hero. Bryan Danielson's there. Jon Moxley is there. Saraya is definitely up there. A few others I've considered heroes also, but you don't know how happy I am to see Saraya get another shot. And like I said, if it wasn't for MJF's recent streak, I would have been pleading Tony Khan, tweeting Tony Khan saying this match should be the main event of Full Gear. If there's any women's match that should main event, it's this one. Especially with the hype, again, of being Saraya's first match in 6 years. Well, 5 years, whatever the heck it is. Wait, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 years. 5 years since her last wrestling match. And, of course, I think she should win. She should definitely win because I said this a few weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again. If you're not going to bring back CM Punk, well, even if you did bring it back, if you really need another draw for the women's division, another draw for the whole company, and if you want to draw for your women's division, you got Saraya. She's easily likable. She's someone that fans can connect with very easily. She's popular. She can wrestle. She can talk. People look at her and they want to be like her. Even though, of course, she's had some dark paths, some dark moments in her lifespan, she's overcome them. The example she has set, she never quit. She found herself again. People love her. So I keep saying, if you need a draw, you got one right here with Saraya. This match is going to be awesome, and I definitely think Saraya should win. So that is, of course, the match I'm the most excited about. All right. From a match I'm excited about to a match I'm not really excited about. Darby Allin and Sting taking on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I mean, yes, we got Sting, we got Darby, we got Jay Lethal, and then we got Jeff Jarrett. That just isn't doing it. A lot of people even say, too, that Jeff Jarrett is definitely very overrated, overhyped. Yes, I've never seen much of his work, but even, like, right now, it's like, even him getting involved in this, it was just, like, it felt very flat. First off, again, when they brought him in, they had a member of the Factory come in and pose as Sting. And who was he? No one, but he's right back to catering where he should be. And then we have Jeff Jarrett come in saying he's the one who knows how to expose Darby Allin of his weakness. But Sting is not a weakness. Him and Sting have not lost a match together, for crying out loud. So yeah, Sting and Darby win this. I don't care about this match. I really do not care. It's one of the two I'm not excited about. Again, the TBS title and this match, I'm really not looking forward to. I think it's the only two that I really don't care about. Yeah, that's the case. Moving on now, though, to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Of course, Christian Cage will be in the corner of Luchasaurus, and it's going to be inside of a steel cage. I think this will be good. I definitely enjoyed their first match and the storytelling. This is definitely kind of like a holdover until Christian Cage recovers from his tricep injury, which I hear he's doing pretty good. So he could be ready for Revolution, and we could do the actual match with Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. But the steel cage match, obviously the point behind it is for Christian Cage to not get involved. With that being said, I still feel like, I'm back and forth. Because on one way, I think the story can go either way. You can have Luchasaurus win the match and still be a thorn in Jungle Boy's side. What the heck? Oh. I'll take care of that later. Anyways, I just feel like this story can go either way. Like I said, you could have, Luchasaurus still win. But like the idea is Jungle Boy's trying to get rid of the big problem to get to the Christian Cage. Unless, see, this one's tough. Because again, I would say Jungle Boy, but we still have a while to get to Christian Cage. So they could have Jungle Boy still win. Luchasaurus still win this by like escape maybe or something. The setup for one more match with Jungle Boy, but I feel the same. It's really tough. It's really tough. I'm going to still say Jungle Boy because again, it wouldn't quite make sense to like have if they would have Jungle Boy lose because Christian Cage helped Luchasaurus again, it kind of be like the same thing. So I think Jungle Boy wins. Let's do it this way: Jungle Boy wins by escape. But the whole idea of doing a rubber match between them is the idea again that Jungle Boy still technically didn't like pin Luchasaurus, which could lead to the third match, like maybe at like Winter is Coming or the New Year's show or something, even like Beach Break. Well, that might be too far away. Like a third match between them. And that will basically like knock Luchasaurus out of the way. Okay, I like that idea. Jungle Boy wins this match by escape. But Christian Cage still states that you still technically never beat Jungle Boy. And we get the trilogy. And that's where Jungle Boy beats Luchasaurus with like a pinfall or submission. And then we get Jungle Boy and Christian Cage at Revolution. We'll go with that. Alright. We got that match done. And then we have... See, this is another match that I was back and forth about. Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World Championship. So I was back and forth on this match. Because as much as the thing is the thing that I was debating about here most was the fact that, okay, am I doing too many title change predictions? And I guess when I thought more about, because originally I had, again, I had Claudio Castagnoli winning that Ring of Honor World Title Fatal 4-Way. And then I had Toni Storm retaining here, thanks to Britt costing Jamie Hayter the match, because she was jealous because of her loss, because Britt got beat by Saraya. Well, now I'm thinking, okay, complete opposite. I think they should pull like an Evolution turning on Randy Orton type thing here. Jamie Hayter will win, whether it's clean or even have, well, she should probably win a little more clean, maybe a little outside interference with Britt. But it sets up for Britt Baker. So Jamie Hayter wins here. Sets up for Britt Baker to turn on her, thinking she has the easy way to get the title off of her friend, Jamie Hayter. Because, of course, Toni Storm has had a victory or two over Britt Baker. So that could lead to, I think that either it's going to lead to it here, or eventually it'll lead to Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker turning on Jamie Hayter. Because Jamie Hayter has gained a lot of momentum. I mean, I even thought she had potential, but I think she's gained a lot of momentum. She's very popular. Again, Toni Storm, she's worked her butt off with the interim women's title. But I think right now you got to put it on Jamie. And yes, these two have wrestled, I think, like 2 or 3 times already, but title match, give it to Jamie. Jamie wins, and it sets up for Britt Baker to turn on Jamie Hayter out of jealousy. And maybe Jamie gets a big victory over Britt or something. Could be, we'll see. But yeah, I think Jamie wins the title here. This next match, this this AEW Trios Tag Title match, I couldn't find any PNG images with the Trios Tag Titles, but it's going to be the champs Death Triangle taking on the returning Elite in a rematch for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. This, I feel like, could possibly be, I mean, don't get me wrong, the match I'm excited most about is still Saraya and Britt Baker. I think this match could be match of the night. I could be wrong. We could be, shocked, like, especially when we were whenever I thought the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory had match of the night at All Out. You never know, but what was I thinking now? But I think this match could be match of the night. Because look at the history. Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks always have, like, outstanding to classic type matches. Their steel cage match at All Out 2020. Damn, was that... Damn, I still... No, 2021, I'm sorry. Still can't get over that match. That match was outstanding. Kenny Omega and Pac have also had a history of great matches. Especially, of course, their Iron Man match in February of 2020. I think this will be an amazing car crashing of a match. I kind of wish it was like Street Fighter stuff like that, but I don't think these teams need a stipulation to pull out a classic match. I think this could be a match of the year contender too. But I think they will put the tag titles back on the Elite. They're coming back after they were, stripped of them after the whole media scrum nonsense, all this and that. But they're back. They're probably going to take the titles back. And then what we said for after that, I don't know, because I don't know how long Adam Cole's going to be out with his injury. Kyle O'Reilly's still injured. And Bobby Fish went to Impact. I guess he went to Impact to fry some fish. Bobby Fish said fish. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? But, so we don't know if we're going to get the Undisputed Era versus the Elite happening again. So, we'll see. But, I still think this match is going to be outstanding. I think the Elite will win back the Trios tag titles. And we'll go from there. Of course, maybe this could lead to... What if... I just thought of this. What if the Elite win the titles, and then, because we've had some vignettes done recently, we get the return of the House of Black. And we set up a feud with the Elite and the House of Black. Holy shit, will that be awesome. Because they've done some vignettes recently. Because, again, Malachi Black's taking some time off. But it sounds like, again, they're already on their way back. He even made it clear that he's not leaving. He's staying with AEW. But that'd be a hell of a feud. If they want to do that match with the Trios tag titles at Revolution, take my money. That'd be awesome. Because especially if we lost the if we lost the Undisputed Eras with Red Dragon and Adam Cole, then that's definitely going to leave a big hole in that Trios tag team division. But we'll see, of course. Maybe how much longer is Roderick Strong under contract in NXT? Maybe Roderick Strong will leave NXT and go to the AEW, because I mean, I like Roddy, don't get me wrong. I mean, I haven't watched NXT in the longest time, but if they really need someone to fill that spot, send Roddy to AEW and let him reunite with the Era. I'm just saying. That sounds reasonable to me. Alright, and then finally, the main event. Jon Moxley versus MJF for the AEW World Title. I'm going to stick with my prediction I've been saying for the longest time. I feel like with how popular he's gotten, yes, MJF has had to kind of like roll with the crowd a little bit. Yes, he's had to show like signs of him being a babyface. But I still think MJF is not a purebred babyface. He's a badass, and he plays the mind games. I still think that MJF is going to win, but with a heel tactic that's like different than he's done before. What is that going to be? I have no idea, but he's not going to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring. If he still would use it, that would be stupid. I don't think the firm's going to completely help him. Or, maybe, they'll show up and, he'll act like he's not with them, but in terms of, I think that's so stupid. I think MJF, because I'm even hearing this rumor, and I think this would be a good way to do so. What if William Regal turned on Jon Moxley? And he then sided with MJF. Because again, the story's there where MJF says that Regal's the reason why he did not get an opportunity in WWE. But now, maybe he sees it in him. Because I can't see MJF going on as a full-blown babyface. I can see him teasing him, but it comes back later saying, nope, just kidding, not happening, I'm still the devil. But MJF's winning, and I will say he wins with something different he hasn't done before. So I will say it's Regal who turns on Jon Moxley and helps MJF win the title. Sound Gucci? Good with me. And that's my preview for Full Gear. Like I said, most of these matches should be good. It's still not the most must-see show I've seen AEW build. Again, a lot of the stuff has been super last minute, which has also kind of hurt the build a little bit. But we got several matches I think that will be great. That Ring of Honor a Fatal 4-Way will be an awesome wrestling match. The third match of the Acclaim and Swerve in Our Glory will be an awesome match. The Triple Threat TNT title match, that Triple Threat Haas fight will be awesome. Saraya and Britt Baker will be awesome. Jungle Boy Luchasaurus will be good. Elite and Death Triangle will probably be my match tonight. And Jon Moxley and MJF again. It's going to be a good match, but I think it's going to be more so about the moment. The crowning moment for MJF winning the title. But again, he's going to show that he's still the devil, just with a different trick up his sleeve. But guys, that is my live preview and predictions for AEW Full Gear 2022. We got Tyler mentioning also that he says the TBS title is dumb. AEW is Swerve Booster Survivor Series has war games. Not sure what he means by that. Keith Lee needs to go back to WWE. Again, he's not in a bad position with AEW, but even with Mia there now, it's like, damn, too bad he can't go back. But yeah, that's a little disappointing for sure. Why is Sting and Jeff Jarrett having another feud and nothing promising? This is not 2016. Yeah. I mean, Sting's killing it, but Jeff Jarrett, who cares? But, that's going to do it, guys. Again, I have stuff going on in the next couple days. I will be watching Full Gear on Saturday. I'll try to... Again, I've been trying to tweet more during wrestling shows. I'll try to leave my thoughts on the show on Twitter. But again, I most likely will not be able to review SmackDown or Full Gear until Sunday. Also, this coming Monday, I have plans in the evening. I don't think we'll be able to watch Raw, so I'll probably have to more so go off the highlights for Raw. Because, again, Tuesday, I'm going to be busy. Wednesday, I'm going to be busy. Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. Friday's going to be busy. I don't know when next week I'm going to be able to do reviews. So I will have a lot to catch up on after the holiday and whatnot. And of course, the hype for Christmas is coming soon. So yeah, like I said, I would like to do 2 special streams by the end of the year. First, of course, gotta do my stream talking about which shirts are on my wish list for AEW and WWE or wrestling in general. Excuse me. And second, I'm going to watch and do a retro live review of my first ever wrestling event. Got it? Okay. But guys, that will do it. That is my live preview and predictions of AEW Full Gear 2022. What are your guys' thoughts on AEW Full Gear? What are your thoughts on my predictions as well? Do you also think, if it wasn't for MJF being white hot, would you have wanted to see Saraya and Britt Baker main event Full Gear? I will actually post a poll on Twitter and see what people would say. You guys leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Peace out, everybody.